Postal 2's most spine-snapping difficulty is like Hitman in reverse. The streets have been flooded with all manner of weaponry, and everyone in the town of Paradise is out to destroy you. Alongside these combat encounters, health items, ammo, and even saving the game have all been massively hindered. But with the first 2 days of the Paradise Lost DLC executed, Wednesday now falls into the crosshairs. While pondering the absurd events that have already transpired,
hell, what a day that was.
The Postal dude is approached by the head honcho of the undead.
You there! The dreaded undead oppressor! I need your help!
After getting another map fragment, we're tasked with a few simple errands. Siphoning $3,000 from the people's pockets of Paradise, collecting a breast pump from the local farmland, and finally, locating 3 replacement pieces to fix an air conditioner. One here in the junkyard, another in the train yard, and the final being where else but the local asylum.
And what's in it for me?
Help us, and we won't feast upon your flesh and wear your shredded entrails as neckties!
Fair enough.
Despite the shuffling undead, the junkyard is an oddly peaceful place. A calm before the storm. The zombies are friendly, not friendly enough to cough up some cash for the charity fund, but their neutrality does let us freely scour the area for goodies. Grab these grenades from the nose of the airplane carcass, and then enter the maze of crushed cars. Travel along these vehicular corridors until you reach this junction, and then take the left path as it leads to a handful of useful items, including sick armor and the almighty dog biscuits. Going this way also means avoiding this damaging iridescent pool.
No fucking way am I walking through that.
The path is littered with all manner of callbacks and discarded items from the base game, and leads straight to the first AC part.
Next.
Unlike our first romp in the junkyard, grabbing this piece of hardware won't lead to the hounds being released. But there is still a solitary canine locked in the kennels.
Excuse me, can you spare some cash for this slightly suspect charity I'm collecting for?
Looks can be deceiving, as this beast will happily ally with you for a few treats, and it can phase through solid matter like the T-1000. Although it's possible to sneak up on unsuspecting NPCs to ask for a charitable donation, and they will hear you out, the response is about what you'd expect.
There's something funny about him.
Hey, your plan isn't working, Ace. If you're looking for cash, that Zack Ward guy's bound to be swimming in dough.
With a new plan to make bank, we'll add the Winter Wonderland to the already extensive list of places to visit before continuing. Though many NPCs wander this street and present a significant threat, it is possible to sneak past them. If you can make it over this ridge and slip down to the water below, you can completely avoid their sightlines and travel along this channel to pass through the area. Real stealthy-like. After loading into the greenbelt, take out the first enemy on the road by sniping them with the sledgehammer. Then take a right and head to higher ground, before climbing up the ladder of this billboard to get a better lay of the land. Having destroyed the competition's computers on the previous day, the game developers have been pushed to the brink, living on the outskirts of society, even resorting to cannibalism to survive. It's worth attacking this camp, as the adjacent shed has a small stockpile of dynamite, and instead of a direct assault, you can save on health and ammo by making use of these barrels. The next building on the right is the Paradise Visitors Center, which is now full of bandits patrolling its interior. They mostly stay inside, but it is possible to be spotted through the windows, so keep your head low when passing by. Make your way onto the rooftop of the same building to restock on armor, and step cautiously onto the asylum grounds.
I guess the next air conditioning part is inside one of these 3 buildings. Looks like I need to get searching.
The asylum has no shortage of enemies. Patients and residents alike will attack in unison, but many make the mistake of only running at you with scissors. Some will also pretend to be non-hostile by sitting in the chair of peace, or on the toilet of neutrality, but there are no friendlies here.
There's something funny about it.
After dropping through a hole in the floor to this cell, we'll find a revolver before heading down into the basement. Near the many medkits and office equipment is a bloody altar.
Nope, the AC part isn't here. Must be in one of these other 2 buildings.
More staff will try to corner you in this building, but getting a checkpoint right beforehand simply absolves us of the fear of death. Kicking open Building 2, the flashbang grenades work wonders in these cramped environments, especially when followed up with blunt force trauma. Upstairs is another altar.
Damn, the AC part isn't here either. Well, 3rd time's a charm.
Another checkpoint, and it's back outside, where yet another ambush is waiting. This time, a rocket launcher on the roof is the primary threat. Fight fire with fire by using your own rockets, but move like water to evade the incoming heat seekers. Fighting through the final building, we'll come to the last cell on the left and find what we seek, but a strange man is praying before it.
Sorry there, partner.
Nuclear winter has set in on this part of paradise, with the irradiated cold laying a thick blanket of snow across the area. The sleet-covered streets slow our walking pace, further increasing the peril when fleeing from gunfire. Directly ahead is a tremendous force of enemies. However,
well, who'd have thought that would happen?
with a mushroom cloud rising and gore still raining down, taking an immediate left from the entrance will lead to a vertical empire of houses, completely absent of NPCs, left open to plunder. It's a bit surreal to dig through an area this large, constantly on edge from anticipating combat, and find no resistance at all.
Oh man, that's fucking awesome. That's the stuff. That's the ticket.
After filling our pockets with spoils, we just need to go through this underpass tunnel and slip across the street to the old police station, which is under new management. The apocalypse has altered not only the landscape of paradise, but also the structure of law and order. The police station is now occupied by Zack Ward, who portrayed the Postal dude in the Postal movie, as well as an entire sea of ginger-haired henchmen. While many areas require more complicated strategies, this is basically a shooting gallery, so treat it like one.
Twice the love to spread around.
That stuff really works.
There are 3 entire floors to blast through, so check the prison cells, offices, as well as under the Christmas trees for loot. Be sure to go all the way to the end of the hallways to collect some Kevlar in front of this cell door, before finally heading into the arena to find the big man himself.
Who goes there? Who dares disturb the great Zack Ward?
Hey, former child star. How about sharing some of those child star royalties for this clearly on-the-level charity I've got here?
Listen, jerk. You better watch your tongue, for you're standing in the presence of greatness. I am Zack Ward, world-renowned actor extraordinaire.
Yeah, I can't say I'm familiar with your body of work. Say, what's up with those yellow eyes? You high on something?
Ho, that's it, bitch.
As soon as you regain control, take out the shooters atop these ledges that flank the arena, and be wary of the additional spawns on the ground level. Approach the stage with care, moving from cover to cover while the former child star is reloading.
Come here!
And then backtrack once he hops down to engage you directly. Despite the fiery color of his hair, it conveys no bonus resistances, and Zack Ward is quickly dispatched by the generally useless flamethrower, the direct damage of which goes absolutely crazy.
So that's what that smells like.
I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere about redheads burning more easily. There was a half dozen more enemies waiting in the vault, which may have been a bug, but I prefer to think that they were just too chicken shit to get between 2 warring titans.
Yeah, that looks like enough.
Back outside, take an immediate left and use the snow build-up to climb on top of this entrance and find some armor, as well as a variety of ammo. Then continue shimmying along the building's facade, hop over the razor wire, cut through the house as well as any enemies inside, to make it safely to the next area. The territory grows more familiar. Dude's home feels so close, but any path that would normally lead to it is blocked. Passing by the library, there is a long sightline, making the many enemies easy pickings. They are also now much easier to see against the snowy terrain. Speaking of familiar, going through the book repository was almost nostalgic. I was getting flashbacks to Tuesday, using the strategy of baiting the enemies below from the top floor, and then leaping out of the window before making a mad dash to the next area. Although the transition through the old office block was quick and uneventful, getting through the estates would prove to be far more perilous. Climbing this ladder and poking our head above ground, there are 2 enemies directly ahead, with another that will wander in from behind this hole. The adjacent building is a ginger hideout, with several inside, lying in wait to ambush us. Gunshots will ring out through this valley, echoing up to the plethora of shoebox houses above, from which an entire populace of bloodthirsty killers will pour. And here, beyond it all, at the very furthest edge, is our destination. How bad could it be? To overcome such a lengthy slog without just blasting 6 cans of catnip, we'll make use of the WMD enemy, who luckily spawned in at the start of the map. When this rocket hits a target, it explodes for massive damage and produces a poisonous cloud, causing immense harm to the living, as well as incapacitating them. It also clings to corpses, both full and partial, which should be seen as another weapon at your disposal. Like a spider weaving a web, strategically placed plague chunks can disrupt and declaw any number of enemies, just as long as they don't catch you off guard while you're setting up. Head up these stairs to this house on the hill, grab the medkits inside, as well as the body armor these guys are kind enough to drop for you, and quick save. Continue spreading the green yuck to the local populace and cut through the middle of the estates to reach our destination.
Milk?
Breast pump.
I'm willing to part with it, no dollars. Tickets bucket, passageway.
The farm is very reminiscent of the cow pasture in Apocalypse Weekend, but with a heavier atmosphere. A sort of mini-game errand that introduces a new mechanic, milking cows. I'm honestly impressed when anything gets added to Postal 2 without the entire engine exploding. A few teat squeezes will bring about another twist to the gameplay. Dotted all across this property, inside these cow houses, is an entire herd of undead bovine. Although they will try to kill us and must be dealt with accordingly, they are just as milkable as any other cow. Grab any remaining items about the place, and then after a few more harvests, our bucket runneth over. And then we trade it in for the pump we need before heading back into town.
Good.
Returning to the heart of the estates, we now have to make an escape through a fresh batch of enemies. No matter how high their desire to kill you is, they apparently respect the old farmer too much to step foot inside his house. This is massively beneficial, as we can draw enemies toward us, but remain within the safety of the building's walls, and the apparently unbreakable glass windows. Dogs when there's a fence between them, and they don't stop barking at one another. Oh, yes. Oh, fuck! Okay, never mind, they can't get in. I thought they were just stuck, but I guess it's just because it's locked inside. Once it's safe, head next door to attempt the try not to get jump scared by the giant hound challenge. Recruit them into your pack, and then run up to the top of the street and pass by this house to proceed. Another quick trip through the back streets of the office block, this time by using the flamethrower to create an impassable line to keep the NPCs at bay.
Perhaps I treated you too harshly.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
After cleaning up, we'll return once more to the Highlands area, where we need to make it quite deep into the train yard to retrieve the final AC part. Much like life, the start of this area is peaks and valleys, beginning with a slick double headshot, and then missing the next target somehow. The fuel station to the right is full of raiders, but their eagerness to attack backfires in a spectacular fashion. With the outside clear, we're free to head through the roller doors of the train yard, kicking along a plague corpse for use in the next area. During our travels, the blade of the ballet song has become quite bloody, so heading behind the shipping container, it can be replaced with a clean one. Down the next corridor, be sure to climb up onto the vents to find more armor, and then strategically kick the body into the doorway. With this in place, you can lob a few grenades into the train yard proper to get the attention of the enemies that have set up shop there, and then retreat.
Go long!
Any foolish enough to give chase will soon be too sick to move, allowing mostly free passage across this walkway. Be wary of any high-level magic users here, as they can cast a curse of low frame rate.
Whoa, the walls are melting. Groovy.
Take the opportunity to loot the makeshift market for free items, head up the ladder inside, grab the sniper rifle, and then finally, grab the AC part.
And done.
Follow the train tracks to make your escape, and finish the day's current errands.
Glad that crap's over. Now that I'm done with his chores, maybe that demon cow guy can help me find Champ. I can't imagine what else could go wrong today.
Quick! Be my best man!
Wait, wedding? Hey, that's my home. But who would want to live in my shitty trailer aside from me and my ex-wife? Uh-oh. Oh my God, it's my hateful ex-wife.
How dare you come here on this beautiful day? I'll teach you to show your face again. You lazy piece of shit.
And there it is. Wednesday ends with a surprisingly simple solution to its boss fight, but I get the feeling this won't be the final encounter with our dearly beloved. Simply comment Thursday if you'd like to see another episode. A huge thanks to you for watching, subscribing, anyone that has bought merch, and the members, especially those who have been pledging for over a year. Aaron F. Pokemon, Bottle, Cameron Cookle, David Patrick, Firkin Kipchek, Half Drunk Can of Cherry Pepsi, Jack Croft, Jake and Pika, Joe the Lizard, Lindblom, Mildly an Alien, Sai Tex Fletcher, Todd Overholt, Nefarious, Videoga, and Vodak. Thank you all so much.